When Sunterra was breaking ground a little over 2 years ago, I was genuinely excited about this community. I was one of the first ones to release a video about it. It was a brand new master plan community with a crystal lagoon coming to one of our most popular suburbs for families. And it was part of the #1 rated school district within Houston. So it seemed like there was a ton of opportunity and a really good community to watch. There were, and there are still many pros about Sunterra. However, there's been a lot of changes and a lot of things that if I were considering Sunterra, especially from a distance, there are just things about this community that I wish I would know as a potential home buyer. For those of you new here, my name is Danielle. I'm a realtor in Houston, and I post videos almost daily about the practical information you need when buying and selling in the Houston area. If you would like my assistance, feel free to message me. I'm always happy to help. When Sunterra originally broke ground, they were owned by the developer Tejas, who has done many developments here in the Houston area, including our other Crystal Lagoon, Balmaro, which did really well. Somewhere in the middle of breaking ground, they merged with Starwood, which is primarily a Florida-based developer, and so they kind of switched hands in the beginning stages of Sunterra. But in doing so, a lot seemed to change with Sunterra in a very short amount of time. My first concern with Sunterra as of today is the amount of investors that the developer and the home builders have allowed within the community. Just the other day I was scrolling Facebook and I saw in that neighborhood group that somebody had posted a screenshot of the amount of rentals rented and available within the Sunterra community. And that was actually really alarming to me because I know that there's a lot of investors, and I've even recommended investors to that area because there is a lot of potential to get a good investment early on within master plan communities. However, usually developers have a cap on the amount of developers they will allow, and a lot of the home builders will not even sell to investors because they don't want the appreciation and the value of the area to depreciate so quickly. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with renters or investors. I think that investing in real estate is a really good investment. But my concern is that when it seems like almost 1/3 of the community is becoming rental properties, that is a legitimate concern for homeowners who purchased within this development to be their forever home in the community that they want to raise their families in, because it's been proven that areas with a lot of turnover, a lot of rentals, and a lot of investors do not appreciate as fast as areas with lower turnover or less renter and investors within the area. Not to mention the amount of competition these investors are now going to have amongst rentals, and the competition that you as a homeowner are going to have when you try to resell your home with the builders in this area. My second concern about Sunterra, and probably the reason it has attracted so many investors to begin with, is the amount of land the developer has sold to entry-level builders. In Sunterra, as of 2024, there are approximately 32 home builders within the Sunterra community, and probably close to 2/3 of those are entry-level to basic home builders. These entry-level builders tend to focus on high amounts of volume as well as affordability, whereas the mid to upper tier builders tend to focus on luxury and quality. So usually in these mega master plan communities, there's a good mix of all the way from luxury to entry level, where it seems like in Sunterra, it's weighed a little bit more that it's more entry level and not so mixed. When Sunterra first started, and when I was really hyped up about this community, they only had 12 builders within the community, and it was a good mix from luxury builders like Highland Homes to Perry, all the way down to the entry-level builders, and it was a really good mix. When they opened the second model home park, it seems like they tripled the amount of builders they have. Of course, this has also caused a lot of competition between the home builders, which as a consumer you would think is a good thing because they're competing amongst it themselves, but it's not, because it just makes the home builder cut more corners. They're not going to lower the price without lowering the standards, so they are taking away more standard features. They are making the homes much smaller. You're not getting as much as you would in a traditional home. So it's not a good thing for the consumer, in my opinion. By the way, if you are wondering about the different tiers of builders and which one to pick, especially in this neighborhood, I did do a video ranking all the home builders from best to worst. So you can go ahead and check out that video if you'd like. The second concern is the promised amenities. Oh my word, has this been a problem. The Fable Lagoon that they've been talking about since they started breaking ground a few years ago. It was supposed to be done in 2022, then it was 23, 24, now it's 2025. And it's not just when it's actually going to be completed. They have changed the plans about the size of it, what other additional amenities are going to be included around the lagoon. Everything keeps changing constantly with this developer, and it's really frustrating a lot of the homeowners because they don't know what to expect. And not only that, they bought into the promises of this master plan community, which included a lot of these amenities. I will say though, it does seem as of lately, the developer has been a lot more communicative on what to expect and on their plans. They've also moved forward with some things. There are some parks within the community now. They did recently open the first amenity center with the lazy river. So they are making progress, but it's not what a lot of the homeowners expected. My third concern with Sunterra as of 2024 is that a lot of the new construction coming to the area is part of Royal ISD, and one of the biggest selling factors for Sunterra is the fact that it is part of Katy ISD, but a lot of the new sections coming are actually part of Royal, and it's really weird how it's set up because it's almost like in the middle of the community is Royal ISD. One of the home builders told me that they can petition and get it annexed and put back into Katy ISD, but of course that is not a guarantee. So if a home builder is telling you that, take it with a grain of salt because there's no fact behind that. Now, Royal ISD is not a bad school district, it is just a very rural school district. It was a very small district before, so there isn't a whole lot of data, there aren't a whole lot of schools, so it's just going to take a very long time for that school district to catch up to Katy ISD. So it's just something to be aware of, and make sure you triple check if you're looking at homes in the area which school district you are zoned to if that is a concern to you. One good thing about Sunterra is that they do plan to have some on-site elementary schools, which once that does happen, that is going to raise the value of the area. Just again, make sure that you are being zoned to that school. Now, I don't want to sound completely doom and gloom about Sunterra because it does have its perks and it is a really great master plan community, and honestly I've helped quite a few people move into this community in the past and they are very happy with their purchase and the community itself. I just want you to be an informed buyer as you go in on what you can expect and what some of the common complaints are within the community. One of the things that I've noticed about Sunterra and what I really like about the area is the community that has been built amongst the homeowners there. There is a really strong sense of community out there. They have softball teams, they have small group teams, they have movie night. Whenever there's a weather event, everybody bands together, and they're all very proactive about holding the developer accountable and making sure that the amenities are coming and that they are safe. So it's not totally bad. The homeowners out there are very happy for the most part with their purchase and the community itself. It's just the concerns about the future amenities as well as how many rentals are being allowed into the community. Overall, I feel like my perception of Sunterra has changed over the years from when it initially started all the way to now, and I feel like some of the homeowners might share that same opinion. And I don't think it's a bad community and I don't think it's a horrible investment. It's just that it's not living up to the promises that I feel like initially. Overall though, this area in general is expected to have a substantial amount of growth. A lot of the roads out there are being expanded. They're opening new convenience stores, and there's a new HEB that just opened close by, and there's a lot of commercial planned for the area. So overall, this area is expected to grow quite a bit in the next 3 to 5 years. There's probably going to be other communities popping up in the area. I know Windsor is coming and there's a couple of others. So it's not totally bad, and I'm not trying to sway you away from Sunterra, but I just wanted to tell you what I've heard and the feedback I've gotten from buyers recently who have looked in the area or are considering this, that some of them love it and some of them just feel like it has a different vibe than some of the other master plan communities. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe as it helps the algorithm know that this is good information. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.